The skill tab will have an asterisk next to it if you've gotten a perk point. Oh, thank you very much for that. That's going to make it a lot easier for me rather than having to check that out every time. I forgot to rearm the trap. Doesn't the trap automatically rearm, Wolf? I'll go back and check. But I've not expressly rearmed the trap the other times. Maybe it's just a case that I have, but I haven't noticed it. Yeah, that's not going to work. Oh no, you're quite right. I didn't. Ah, there we are. So I have noticed that it seems to be okay to, or rather happy to. Allow me to just hold down an interaction button, and it just immediately moves into the next action, rather than having some sort of delay to prevent me from accidentally doing the next action before I'm ready. No, missed. By how much, I don't know. By a little bit, but the judge of where that lay. Need to get better with my aim, a lot better, because right now I'm way off, much more often than I'm on target. I think I'm grossly overestimating, because my first couple of shots were much truer, but increasingly I'm just sending it straight over their heads. A little bit too fast, a little bit too eager, making too much noise. Last time I saw a survival game with that many condition bars, The Long Dark. Does this seem like a fairly hard survival game or not? No, not so far. I've not really experienced difficulty in the survival, but I don't think the survival is the chief focus of this. I think it's more the kind of dynastic progression in the game. If that makes sense. In here. Don't mind me, just barging into your house. Oh, no, we're on the other side. Hello? Oh, I can just buy them. Oh, okay. For 1,000! Yikes. Aha! What? Were you hiding? Hello. You getting settled? The valley's treating me nicely so far. Except for the rain, I guess. That's wonderful. But you come at a poor time. My duties as a Castellan await me. Of course, I understand. Is everything alright? Yeah, it's... I'm not sure, to be honest. There's been a murder. What? Oh my! I thought things like that don't happen here too often. Great. I mean, not for the deceased, obviously, but there's the excitement and mystery. No, we're going to go with this one. Because they don't. I'm just about to go to the crime scene and question the witness. And I honestly don't know what to expect. Remember, everybody lives. I'm sure you'll take good care of the matter. Time will tell. Yes. Even it will break. What? Jokes aside, Rakamir. That's really a serious matter. I won't be able to share more stories with you at the moment, but I believe there is someone you should meet. His name is Sambor. He was one of us. The pack, I mean. Are you serious? And he lives here in the valley? That's right. All of them do, actually. Here, I've marked Sambo's house on your map. You should pay him a visit. Great. I'll go there right away. But beware. Calling Sambo friendly is like being stung by a bee right in the tip of your manhood pleasant. I can't say that I've had that particular experience, so I'm just going to have to imagine it. But, yeah, okay. Oh, I'm sure you're exaggerating. He was part of the remainders, after all. Don't say I didn't warn you. I'll be on my way now. Well. Right. Oh, God. That's quite far up the... Well, I guess it's past our house, so it's not the worst place in the world to be, but... Let's see. Hi.
How are you?
With
My
you?
wares never disappoint.
I'm sure they don't, but, well, I guess I'll sell all the fur. Guess there's a little bit of extra cash. The meat, 1.5, but if I cook it first, I wonder, can I cook here? You. I was hopeful, but sadly no. I wonder if I can cook in someone else's house. Don't mind me, just use... Oh, no, I can't. Double sadness! No cooked rabbit for me! Aavak, have you thought about hopping on the trend of using a avatar for facecam, or however it is? Oh, you mean like, VTubers? No, I just turn the camera on if I fancied it. Oh god, now you've started gnawing off. Why have we done this to me? Alright, well we need to go and... Oh, we've got a couple of quests over here. We've got a quest up there. I wonder if you could take me over there. No, probably not. Let me just go walk it. It's fine. Got plenty of time in the day. No, I've never really thought about doing the whole VTuber thing. Not because I have an issue with it or anything like that. I've got no problem turning the camera on. It's a matter of having a good camera for me more than anything else. You're going to have a ferret, Tilly, sit on top of the dragon's head. Oh my god. That would actually be kind of cute, I'm not going to lie. I don't think it would be cool to see you talking as a red dragon in the corner of the screen. The problem with that is that I feel VTuber avatars take up a lot of the kind of screen real estate as well. Having a camera is... to make a VTuber avatar expressive as an actual face would be, requires a bit more room to be able to express the details, I feel. Could be wrong. That's just my imaginings of the situation. Again, I've not really done VTubing, but I've seen a couple of people with VTuber avatars and stuff like that, and it's always seemed like it's needed a lot of room. I mean, I'd probably do it as a bit of a joke or as an April Fool's or something, save for the cost that goes into getting them. Those are what? Are they more bison or? No, they've got horns. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Big cows. Bulls, rather. Deer? Ooh, now we're talking. Maybe I should keep my eyes open. We're escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by feudalism. Hey, old mangled pork, how you doing, buddy? That is amazing. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, everyone. I am learning Medieval Dynasty. So, I'm going to have to ask for your patience and also your forgiveness. I'm not going to be able to tell you what this game is, because I frankly don't know. It is new to me too. And Quatonk. Really? That was bad. I hit you twice, I'm fairly certain of it. You've stolen my spears. Well, I'm wondering if that deer is now going to just die from its wounds. It's kind of awful. I greatly disapprove of that, but... I'm learning all of the things. I've been here 2 days. I've built a house. Also, it's now a whole other... I sleep for a really long time. Like, I sleep for, frankly, amazing lengths of time. Yeah, I can't tell if you're the one that I hit or not. Resistance is futile. But hello, mate. How are you doing? Nine, if you could be so kind, could you use the / shout-out mangled pork command? Well, I'm going to assume that you're not the same one. Come on. No, all of them missed. Oh, damn it. Where'd the other one go? Oh, I think they might have broken. I am now spearless. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is a campfire. I am nowhere near where I'm meant to be. Perhaps now would be a good time for me to make more spears. Oh, what? Wait, what? Why am I in third person? No! No! Why? Help! My camera has been stolen. Also, yes, I do have 2 different colored eyes. You're a dragon. They're known to sleep for a long stint of time. Okay, I see. Yeah, it is indeed the 1-9. Thank you very much, mate. I think I've now got ahead of you enough in Terra Invicta. I won't be spoiled by your streams for a bit. We'll see if I can keep up. That means you're like... The next time I stream, you're going to be spoiled again. Right? The next time I do a Terra Invicta stream, I'm going to race ahead by like 2 Mangled Pork streams. If not more. Who can say? But I'm glad that you can enjoy the streams a little bit more without spoilers, mate. How dare... Well, I mean, does the shoe not fit? Let's be honest now. Yes, also, welcome to Noin Learning How to Mod stream, where Noin was stabbed with the sword of modding and now gets to learn on the job. Yes. Alright, I'm hearing the next 3 streams of Terra Invicta. Each of them are like 18 hours. Yeah, that'll probably be about right. At least 3 BEP streams, if not more. So if I did 3 Terra Invicta streams, then basically Bentham would have to stream for a week. And a little bit more. As everyone knows, Terra Invicta's highest speed is 3. See, I like that about you. I approve of that greatly. Also, Ghost Smoke, thank you very much for the gift sub there to Mighty Rig. That's super kind of you. And Captain Thypo, Diolch, and Vaudian for 9 whole months. Thank you, mate. Well, it's unstuck on the craft current menu. It allows you to get out of being stuck physically in the game world. I'm going to assume some games have it. Right. How the heck, though, did I get stuck in here? In third person. Help me! I do not wish to be in third person anymore. Key bindings. Third person. Change. No. Camera. P, what did I on earth did I click then to... There we are, that's a bit better. Right, okay, so I want to know what is required for me to make more spears. I need logs. Okay, actually that's not too bad. I can quickly make those on the fly. But I'm really sad that we lost those deer. That actually bothers me. I would not have gone for the attack if I thought that they would just be able to run off after a spear straight through them, much less 2 of them, and not go down a little ways off, or I wouldn't have been able to follow the blood trail. Feel very bad. Hey Aavak, how do you feel about this game so far? I was checking this game a while ago, but ran into a few game-breaking bugs that beat off my interest instead of playing for the time. Also, I felt that the management of your colony lacks explanation and hard to understand. Well, I haven't gotten to the management of the colony part yet, so I can't really talk on that at all. But I'm enjoying the game so far. There's things to get used to, certainly. The passage of time is obviously a big one, but generally speaking, I'm enjoying it. I was streaming this earlier today, Aavak. Hey, Vormithrax. Dear Spear Strat. Throw first spear, then chase down wounded, slowed deer and okay. Fair enough. Thank you. I will try that. But yeah, I'm like, the game seems... Initially, when I was playing this, I got the impression, like, oh, this is a fairly heavily simulated game. But I'm starting to really get the idea now that, no, it's really not, actually. It is a game about gamifying the act of survival. It is much more about the dynastic stuff than anything else. And that's fine. That's actually quite pleasant, I'm going to be honest. But it is important to know. Softly, softly. Stabby dear. Come back, you. How? What, really? I swear, dear, if you lead me into a bunch of balls... Well, actually, I'm going to be very impressed by you, actually. I'm so tired. Please die! Oh my god. Oh my god, why? Okay, well, hunting down a deer, chasing down a deer would probably be fairly involved. I'm going to be honest. But I wouldn't expect to be able to do it and not be tired at the end of it. However, no. No. We're just going with no. I need some water. There's thankfully a little pond down here, a little watering hole, it looks like. Or is there? Just down along here. Did you know that most dead people are Australian? They're all buried down in... Wow, really? Really, Leafy Poo? Oh my god. Lynx? No. No, I'm not signing up for this. How about no? Let me just have a drink and then I will be on my way. Away from the lynx. Let's not play with lynx. It's not what I came here for. My lord. Good old persistence hunting works then. Well, not really, because persistence hunting wasn't me chasing down the deer and just running it down. Persistent hunting would be me walking at a measured pace, following the deer. Making use of the fact that walking on 2 legs is more efficient than walking on 4. While I can't quite have the same explosive burst of speed, I can maintain it for a very, very low cost of energy. Also, I can sweat to get rid of my body heat. A deer can't. A deer has to stop in shade. So it panics, it runs, it exhausts itself, it gets hot. It has to stop to sweat, rather to cool off. Me, no. Just walk slowly, surely. Always there. The periphery of its vision. Never too far behind. Always following. Always chasing it down. I will never stop. I'll never sleep. I never tire. From the deer's perspective. Must be being chased down by a bloody Terminator. I am death. Inexhaustible. Indefatigable. Impossible to trick. I can follow you with my big brain, following your tracks. Don't even have a good hunting nose. Don't need it. You can never escape. Hello. Hi. I think you're lost, boy. Sorry, I didn't mean to just... Wait a second. Look me in the eye. And stop shivering for crying out loud. Huh. Black and blue. You're Yordran's family, aren't you? Yes, my name's Rakimir. You must be Sambor then. And how do you know that? I didn't actually look, but probably something along the lines of, an old dude told me over a couple of beers. Part of the remainders. Part of the what now? The pack? Oh, right, so the pack. The one with Unigos and Yordran? I've never heard this idiotic name in my life. Oh, sorry. Maybe I've made a mistake. We were called the Undying Fist. Huh. Oh my, that's so much worse. Now that's a whole lot better name. We'll go with that. You're damn right it is. That's because I came up with it. Everyone loved it. No idea why Unigos lied to you like that. Oh, God. Oh, God, I'm going to go to every single one and go, no, you were called that. No, that's stupid. Now I came up with a much better name, and everyone agreed, and that's what we were called. I'm sure he was just jealous about your creativity. Ha, of course he was. Not only about that. I see. Yeah, very, very jealous about your lack of depth perception. I can see why this group fell apart. Yes, me too. Anyway, I would love to hear some stories about my uncle and the pack's adventures together. That's an amazing coincidence, because I would love to spend my time telling the old tales by the crackling fire. Oh my, really? No. No, leave my property and forget where it is. Oh, come on. It'll only take a moment of a moment, really. Just tell me, what was my uncle like? How did you become part of the Undying Fist? And what did you do exactly as the pack? You don't know what we did? You guys didn't get to that part yet. Alright, but be quiet and try to be less annoying. Where should I begin? Right, it was all started when Jordan left his home. He was 18 at the time, if I remember correctly. That clever bastard was always too big of a fish for his birthplace, and he knew that. Left as soon as he could. But cleverness at such a young age always means two things: being arrogant and hot-headed. His plan was to set out on a big adventure. That's it. Pretty detailed, huh? A path like that is paved with skeletons of young idiots. But none of them was Jordan. Either way, he was wandering for days. Days soon turned into weeks, and his rations into dust. He was useless as a hunter, back then at least, so berries and mushrooms was all he could get. So obviously he needed some coins. He came across a manor with orchards so vast they seemed like an ocean. Jordan managed to find some work there. A week of back-breaking labour had passed. His hands were covered in blisters, skin red from the scorching sun, knees pulsating from pain. I must say, you're really an amazing storyteller. I wasn't expecting that. Shut up! You want me to finish? Where was I? Oh, right. He was exhausted from all the strenuous work he'd done. Went to the lord of the manor with a smile on his face to collect the payment. His stomach was already full with fantasies of all the delicious treats he was dreaming of buying, and all that was ruined by the hand of the lord holding a couple of lousy coins. Jordan was furious. That was merely a fraction of the pay he was supposed to acquire. He started shouting at the lord, demanding justice. Peasants were just flies, the lord. Disgusting, replaceable insects. And what do you do with a fly which buzzes too loudly? Both of the lord's palms struck Jordan's ears with the strength of their ox. Jordan fell to the ground, stunned, and the lord's guards threw him out of the manor like garbage, stealing that few pathetic coins while doing so, if I may add. It wasn't until evening when Jordan regained his hearing, and with it came a fervent thought. Thoughts of revenge. Wow. Humans are zombies of the animal world. They totally are, in my opinion. Yep. Your uncle was quite a capable fighter when I met him 10 years later, but he wasn't back then. He knew the guards would massacre him if he only came close. So he needed to find another way to fulfill his vengeance. Jordan was always ambitious, but that hatred fueled him like nothing before. What came later was me becoming bored of this conversation. Go away! No way, you can't leave me like this. I can do whatever I want. Scram! I have things to do. What things? I'll do them for you. I'll do anything you want. Just please, tell me the whole story. Damn, you're annoying. Please, 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 please. No, I'm not. See? What an annoying thing to say. Okay, you can help me. Seems I won't get rid of you any other way. Just say what needs to be done. You won't regret it. Here, grab the shovel. It's a piece of crap, but it will do. There are clay deposits behind my house. Go there and dig up some clay for me. On it, boss. Clay? That's your pressing need? You have pottery addiction or something? I feel like it, because he's kind of annoying. First of all, I don't need to explain myself to you, child. Secondly, it's for medicinal purposes, and that's the answer that will fully satisfy you. Got it? Whatever you say. Medicinal clay. Go get me my medicinal clay, goddammit. Aha, clay. I see. Well. Oh. I will punch the clay! No. I will dig the clay. I'm carrying too much. It's fine. Oh. It's 1 to 2. Oh, there's the other one here. Oh, actually, there's quite a few. Fair enough. It's crap. Ye oldie slang. To be honest, quite a lot of the things we say today that we think, oh, that's ooh, strange Hitler figurine. I'll take it. Quite a lot of things. Ah, more strange figurines. I will take them all. Many figurines. So many figurines. What is this? I have been lured into... Why? I'm very concerned. Very concerned. Nevertheless, I'm going to pick them all up. Womp. They're now my dear figurines. Oh my god, what the... I am losing all of the things. It's going to be a... Why did you move, my dear figurines? That was my battlegrounds. Oh, how dare you get out of my house? But before you go, give me back my toys. I mean, my strategy markers. Yes. You have it. Here's all the clay you wanted. Will you finish the story now? All right, all right. So, as I've already said, Jordan wasn't much of a fighter back then. He didn't have any money, nor connections, but he had one thing, an unusual ability. You see, from an early age, Jordan was an exceptionally good liar. No sweaty palms, no voice cracks, no tells really. Calm, steady breaths, eye contact held all the way. Londrandir, thank you very much for the 5 months. Diolch yn fawr iawn, mate. He eventually managed to handle any kind of pressure, even in the craziest of situations, but it wasn't that at first. He felt no pressure lying, no stress at all. It was as natural for him as breathing. He had absolutely no remorse. He came up with a plan so immensely moronic and unrealistic that it's really hard to believe that it worked so perfectly. At first, he convinced the nearby town's tailor to sew him a whole set of clothes worthy of the most wealthy nobleman. The finest fabrics, silken threads, you name it. Horrendously expensive. So how did he manage to afford it, you may ask? It's simple. He didn't pay for it. So he stole it. I said no such thing. Jotran wasn't a thief. Not in the traditional meaning of the word, at least. Apart from that, did I finish the damn story? While wearing his new clothes, he travelled to the castle of the king of that realm and entered it. Okay, now I know that you're making this all up. That's simply impossible. You're absolutely right, it is. It's mad to even consider trying to pull that off, but Jordran, he just walked straight in. I don't blame you for doubting me. Damn, I would have been first to doubt a thing like that if I didn't see him doing it 100 times later with my own eyes. Anyway, he walked right into the castle, and once he was there, he followed through with his plan, which was bedding his wife. Really? That was your plan? Getting revenge on someone by having sex with their partner? I don't see how... Spiteful, dude. Also, very, emotionally dishonest. What about the wife? Who's the wife? The king's. The king's wife? Mm-hmm. So the queen. Indeed. So let me get this straight. The plan was to get into the castle and lay with the queen. Exactly that. You were right. This is the most absurdly idiotic plan I've ever heard of. I told you, but it worked like a charm. I still don't get it. What worked? What has he accomplished by that? After the lovemaking, he dressed up, deliberately leaving his undergarments on the bedside, and told the queen he'll be right back with some refreshments. Then he went to one of the king's guards and told him that he saw the queen with a company of a strange man sneaking into one of the chambers. The guards rushed in and witnessed the queen naked in bed, with a man's clothing right next to her. As a loyal servant, the guard reported on the matter directly to the king himself, who, as you can probably imagine, became furious, to say the least. He couldn't really punish his wife. That would be bad for his reputation. I don't know, there's plenty of English monarchs had no such scruples. But he could pursue the lover. Unfortunately for him, at this point, Yordran was long gone from the castle, riding a beautiful bay mare he borrowed from the stables into the sunset. I still don't get it. You see, the king didn't catch the filthy seducer, but it didn't mean he couldn't track him down and find him. To do so, the only track he could follow was the one thing that Yordran had left behind, except his undergarments and a pleasurable memory for the queen. His name. Not his real name, of course. The name he used when introducing himself to the queen was the Lord of the Orchards. Precisely. Now do you get it? Ha! That's incredible! The Lord's head must have left the company of his body pretty promptly. Didn't that get the Lord hanged? That seems pretty extreme. I mean... He didn't pay him well. Also, he beat him up when he tried. And then he robbed him. And that implies that he's probably misusing his power. And no, I'm going to say that's what he deserved. He didn't get killed. That wouldn't be Yordran's style. The queen begged for his life to be spared, so the king threw him in the dungeon, where he spent all the days he had left. That's better? Yordran was amazing. All that, with just the power of his wits and speech. He surely showed the Lord he shouldn't have wronged him. Don't get the wrong idea about his reasons. Yordran didn't get through all of that just because of what the Lord did to him. You see, the Lord was a cruel, merciless brute. He mistreated all of his subjects, killed for fun, raped for sport. People used to call him laundryman because one of his habits was drowning his bastards in the lake right after birth. Wow. Okay. Probably should have led with this, so there wasn't like a feeling of, well, maybe that was a bit harsh, but I'm glad I did reason it out the right way, either way. Do you get to fight anything in this game, or is it just community builder? You do seem to fight some things, yeah. There are aggressive animals, and bandits apparently, but the combat is relatively simple. Yeah, I mean, the hunting, the combat that I've used in hunting has been incredibly simple thus far. Yordran needed to stop him, and he did. But that's not the end of the story. After the Lord's capture, someone had to take his place. He didn't have a rightful successor, but then, with just an uncannily perfect timing, came a distant cousin of the Lord's. Charming young man with 2 different eyes. You have to be kidding me. He easily acquired all possessions of his sentenced relative, but Yordran didn't want any of that. Not for himself, so he took only 3 bags of coins from the treasury and left everything else in the hands of the peasants. They were elated. He is still probably worshipped there. I can tell you that. Oh, and one more thing. Why 3 bags, you might ask? That's easy. One for the tailor, another one for the stableman he took the horse from, and the last for himself, with the exact amount of coins he was rightfully supposed to earn from his work at the orchard. I told you Yordran wasn't a thief, and that was it. He mounted his beautiful mare and left the realm, continuing his adventure. At least that's the story he used to tell us, so nothing of that may be true at all. Well, that's just how it was with Yordran. Huh. Okay, he does seem a bit surreal. I can't believe that you're talking about my uncle. My mother used to portray him as a simple merchant. Successful, but normal. Mortal. Yeah, I was wondering if he actually was mortal many times. Well, now we know. But wait, you didn't tell me what the purpose of the Undying Fist. Oh, I thought it would be obvious now. On that day, your transmission was born. He knew that the spoiled, rotten elites like that was scattered all around the world, draining life and dignity from the hard-working simple folk, and that he was capable of stopping them, to some extent at least. So that's exactly what he started doing. Overthrowing corrupt lords and giving back to the community. Sounds like a hero, a true hero. Well, it wasn't like, yeah, I guess you could say that. So, how did you join the pack? Yordran was working solo until he met Unigos. That rat's agile fingers could work where Lordran's tongue didn't. And then they needed someone with other talents they were lacking, like strength, manliness, bravery, independence, gallantry, integrity. So who did he get for that? So they recruited the best there was. I was between jobs at the time. Oh, you mean? I see. So I gave them a chance, and finally the pack started to really make a difference. But I don't like to brag. Yes, you do. Well, coy expression. Oh yes, I noticed. Humble to the bone. Thank you for noticing. People at my level don't need to boast about our skills. Just like the sun doesn't need to prove it's bright. Anyhow, I already spoke more words to you than I did in the last 5 years to anybody, so it's time for you to go, and preferably don't come back, ever. It is a great pleasure and a true honor. Yeah, I don't care. Leave now. And in return for giving away my location, deliver this delicious meal to Unigos. It's his favorite. A knuckle sandwich. Do you want me to hit him in the face? Did I stutter? No, sir, of course, sir. I'm on my way, sir. Croppy old fart. Right. Can I drop a bunch of... Oh, I've got skills. Yay! Skills to pay bills. Obligatory. I have slept, and you are still alive. Comment. Hello, Demi. Once again, the actor like you own the place wins the day. It does seem to. Extraction knowledge, treasure hunter, or force of nature. 5% slow durability, lots of axes, chance to find extra items while digging in clay pits. I think we're going to go with this one, though. Let's start building more XP gain for that sort of thing. Also. Why am I carrying it so heavy? Oh, I got a wooden bowl. Oh, of course I should. Yeah, that makes sense. I've got a lot of spears too. I've got some leather. Oh, I just straight up get leather. Ah, right, okay. I'll straight up get leather from larger game. Duly noted. Duly noted. Type of tool. Crafted the tilling table that can be used for fertilizing and sowing fields. Well, I mean, I guess I may as well have it. I'll just craft it simply because I can. But I am overweight. And it's the clay. I'm just going to drop the clay. I want to go home nice and quickly. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I want to go home nice and quickly. Wait, I'm going north. I want to go home nice and quickly. Oh my god, please. Hello. I am totally not here. Except I totally am. Ciao! I don't really want bird skin. There's not much I can do with it. Feathers, sure. Skin? Also technology. Hunting lodge. That costs... Oh. A type of ranged weapon crafted at the workbench in the smithy or the hunting lodge requires arrows in the quiver. Can be used for hunting and combat. Right. Bird trap. Wooden campfire and badger fur rug. What the heck? Alright. I don't know if 9 stabbing hurt terribly. I hope it didn't. That would distract him from his purpose. I need his mind clear. So just a little bit of pain. I'm not going to hunt the fox. I don't need to right now. And since they're not likely to be causing distress to the other animals I'm hunting, there's no point. Okay. Now, I'm not nearly as concerned about this trip as I would be in Kingdom Come Deliverance. I've been thinking about playing that again recently. I'm not sure how that would do on Twitch, I'm going to be honest. Oh dear. I mean, I'll take the meat, I guess. Water skin I will definitely appreciate. You know what? Torch. See what I can see. Bronze sickle? 1000% yes. This is very eerie music and I'm not sure I approve. Feels like this should lead to some eldritch being lurching out of the darkness and taking me on. Wait, am I in the... Oh, I'm nearby where the lynx lives. So maybe I shouldn't be here. Yeah. Oh, actually, no. Oh, we're okay. Oh, I don't need that anymore. Right. Oh, actually, you know what? I'll like that. Wow, I'm so sorry, chat. I forget. I like to have dark when I'm playing, and I forget that encoding basically destroys the fidelity of that. I do apologize. I'll keep the torch out for now. Please let there be a direwolf jump out and shush. Why direwolf? No, direwolf. No, regular wolves. Sure, that could easily happen. Yeah. It's also bloody frustrating when games have light sources just disappear at 10 feet from you. That's not how light works. No, it is not. Yeah, it's very, very fair. And again, that's one of the things I thought that Kingdom Come Deliverance did amazingly well. I adored walking around in Kingdom Come Deliverance in a forest at night with no light source was black. Practically completely black. Shapes would lurch out of the darkness when it was about, I don't know, maybe a meter in front of you, maybe half a meter in front of you. You would be walking straight up to a tree and see it at the very last second. That was it. And I adored that about it. Right, well, bronze sickle is amazing. Can be used for harvesting crops. I don't have any crops yet, so I don't need it. So I'll drop that off for now. I could sell it, I suppose. Drop off the feathers. Might be useful for me. We're gonna... Ooh, we got a lot of meat. Actually, we could. I don't need that either. We can use fertilizing and sowing fields. Sticks we'll drop off. Don't need a second wooden shovel for now. Water skin is very nice. I'm glad to have that. I guess the wooden bowl isn't terrible either. Or the wine bottle, for that matter. I have no idea about these bloody strange deer figurines. Assuming they apply the darkness in one of the last steps in the pipeline, splitting the output there shouldn't be difficult. So I wonder how difficult it would be to have a game render each second output with less darkness for streaming. That would be an interesting one. I mean, you could up the gamma in Kingdom Come Deliverance, but I never really tested how high that could go and the effects of it. So I really wouldn't know. Now I'm going to bet that I still can't craft anything here. Not that I would be able to anyway, since I don't have the materials for it, but definitely not going to have any porridges. Wooden bowl, I'd need 3 eggs. Yeah, I don't have any of that. So, it's going to be a case of 21 roasted meats.